Tractors are moving. Well, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms, and today it's gonna be the last good day of, well, probably the first day of field work that we could be doing, and probably the last one for a week, because we're gonna get some storms tomorrow and Wednesday for sure. I actually just drove through a rain shower too, so hopefully that doesn't last too long. So anyway, I'm heading up to the farm. I gotta feed cows real quick up in Bellevue, because in case you guys don't know, my dad is down for the count. He had knee surgery, so he is he is on the DL for at least 2 months. He had total knee replacement surgery, so not good. But anyway, so he's down, so I gotta be checking the cows quite often. And sure enough, I was coming home from checking the cows yesterday, and my check engine light went on and my car got derated. I did as much as I could on myself. I don't know automobiles / engines very well. It's something with the code really reads like fuel pressure regulator limit low. So I'm guessing that either the switch is bad, there's a wiring issue or something like that. I personally don't have the time to troubleshoot it, nor do I have the equipment or knowledge. I tried, like I said, I spent an hour and basically got that far. So I'm gonna drop it off at a mechanic buddy's place and have him take a look at it. And luckily we got a couple extra cars laying around at my parents' house. I'm gonna take one of theirs home, especially since my dad is not gonna be driving. So anyway, back to the point, I'm gonna go feed cows, drop my car off, and then head down to the farm and either start doing some trees or do some field work, do some chiseling. We'll see. A lot of tractors out today. That one's doing fertilizer. Well, so I was gonna stop and feed cows right here, but mother needs to go someplace. So, and she's my ride, because I gotta drop this car off. So we'll head into town real quick, swap out vehicles. Thanks for the taxi lift service. Uh-oh. That tractor's still there, that's not good. But anyway, new whip. Stealing my dad's not good truck. It's a Chevy Silverado 2010 model, something like that. It's got 245,000 miles on it. Should work. At least this thing's still running. Well, mine's in the shop. Kind of the nice thing about having a couple vehicles, if you're going to take vehicles over 100,000 miles or whatever that sweet spot is, depending on your make, it's good to have backups around. Just getting up to the farm. Gonna give these cows a treat. Walk around and make sure the new ones are acclimating okay. And then we're gonna go and hop in that tractor, give them a bale, and then head out. Okay, well, most of the moms are eating. This number 7 I gotta work on. That one right there, she's a little skittish. She's very protective of her calf. I went to kind of move her calf, or like to get her to move her calf. Well, she was starting to move, her calf wasn't, so I went to walk to almost nudge her calf, and she kind of stepped towards me. She was like, don't do it. I was like, okay, respect, boss man. Well, I'll work on him. Let's go give him a bale. Start up the tractor and try to be lazy if I can. Let this thing warm up for a bit. Give the cow, the other livestock here some food and water. I got plenty of water. I just gotta give them food. There we go. So this tractor here is about 5 years old. It's got 800 hours on her. So not too shabby. We'll go in there and grab a wrap bale try to use that thing up. Hopefully next year we'll be doing our own wrapping. Let you guys watch as I go unwrap it. There we go. Plastic is off of there. We really like what this plastic does. It basically makes a bale like it's freshly cut. Whereas if it's out in the elements, honestly, we're thinking about half the bale goes to waste. At least half the bale. I mean, not quite at least, but we figure it's worth the investment to wrap. At least Dad does, so that's what we're gonna be doing. Dad's the boss. I'll go ahead and unwrap the bale, shut the gate while I'm out. And yes, I could cut the bale, but cutting it wastes a little bit, and I got time, so I need to rush. Out of the way, cows. Gonna come feed you. So like I said, this is a round bale we baled last crop, the third crop of last year. And we wrapped it. There it goes. Okay, there we are. They're fed, they're enjoying them. I'll shut the gate and get out of here. And I just realized you guys probably couldn't see anything out of that view. Well, I just shut the gate. I'm gonna put this thing away, call her a day. Let's hit at least up here in the Belby funk. I just realized I left the knife. It's on here, so look at it and run it over. I don't see any tires popped, so that would be bad. Now I gotta go walk and grab that knife because I don't want any cows biting on it. That would be very bad. I'm real lucky I didn't run that knife over. I am glad I caught this. That would have been an ouchie for someone. All right, didn't love that the bale kind of kicked against it, but they'll eat it. We'll be okay. I also saw a little bit of blood. I'm gonna walk around these guys one more time, just make sure everything's good. Yeah, like this guy's new. Where'd that Charlet go? There's a Charlet calf around here. Charlet is the white-faced. You I gotta be careful of. There's the Charlet. Baby calf, number 7. Oh, they'll eat away. I think I'm good to go. That windmill actually used to do something. Water well was right underneath there. It was drilled. Okay. Time to hit the road. Head to Preston, see what we can tear into down there. Hey, we're out running some anhydrous. There's Kunows. Just getting into Preston. Should be down on the farm here in about 5 minutes or so. And then we'll see what's going on. Allegedly, we're gonna get chiseling, head down to the south farm. We actually worked some ground down there yesterday, so that was good. See what we got going on. We might be doing some chiseling. We're for sure gonna be baling some corn stalks down there. We actually got the new farm down there that we're picking up this year. We'll be we're doing some work on that. So not all sure what's gonna be happening today, but we'll find out here soon. Depot is not running full bore, but they're running good enough. There's our bale wrapper. Hey, we got the chisel out too. Looks like we're gonna be doing some field work here today. Nice. Getting the chisel ready to go. Gonna be chiseling some ground here today. And then Curtis is hopefully gonna get going on anhydrous today. While the other guys are gonna be spreading manure. Definitely don't have enough people today. Stinks that Dad's out of commission, but it's gonna be what it is. First time driving the new unit. Not a good start. Nathan said just let it sit for a minute. Key on, let the fuel pump go. See if she'll go now. So the plan is we're gonna get the chisel going here after lunch, and we're hopefully gonna get the anhydrous bar going here after lunch. And I'm guessing Pat and I are just gonna haul manure and kind of keep Curtis going with tanks. I'm thinking, but I'm honestly not 100% sure. We'll just kind of have to see it, or maybe I'm gonna, actually I doubt I pull trees. I bet I move tanks around and then go help Pat haul manure when I can. Cool. Let's go hook this guy up. Too big of a pin. You gotta shut it off. Okay, well, I'm struggling. I can't get that for some reason. So, I will get it later. Gate's in the right direction, so that's good. Let's go ahead and pull this thing up. Check it over, probably grease it, and see if I can get that hydraulic fitting in.
One there any easier?
Try that too. Oh man, not starting out very good. So Nathan's trying to get chiseling. He's going to finish the end rows there, and Kurt's going to try to start doing anhydrous. But like I said, we're having trouble getting going. Nathan's having trouble getting some grease to take, and then this tractor's bucking. Can't even start now. There he goes. Field work begins. So we're finishing the end rows of this field. Gonna go around it twice. He's gonna go do a piece to the north, and then he can move on to down by Pat's place. Cool. Okay.
Grab it and see how it's not turned quite right. Make sure you got a good grip. Get right next to it. Get right next to it. Wait. Always tighten it and hit the ram and tighten it.
Okay, 190's not starting. Not great. Not great at all. Nathan's gonna get chiseling. Curtis is going up to get spare parts at the local depot, and then he's gonna get going across Deep Creek. Hopefully get 100 acres of anhydrous in tonight. Be nice. Well, that might be an issue. Okay, let's try not to get zapped. Make sure everything's on the starter is tight. Let's try it again. Curtis just got back with the tank. I have a feeling that's an issue. Or that was an issue. Take my time coming up in here so I don't... That was the issue. Okay, got it going. Everything's hooked up right on the first try. That never happens. I'm gonna go look at grease certs, grease a few things, and let's get going. Okay, springtime is already. Nathan's over there chiseling. I'm gonna hook up Curtis to the anhydrous bar. First time using that pin. Nice. All right, let's get going. heading up to Butch's. Gonna go spread some manure. And here's Nathan. This field here on the right, he's just doing the end rows, and that thing will be ready to roll. Actually, I think he's done already. This will be the first real test of this 190. I'm gonna clean this yard out because we got some fats in here that are ready to sell. It's actually the first time ever that we've had, we're gonna actually double the output of this yard. Normally we keep cows in here for 8 months or so. Now we're doing about 6 months. And rotating them in to get kind of 2 crops a year. And there goes Nathan, head to the next field. Nathan worked up the end rows of that piece. Awesome. We're gonna be hauling manure to this piece. Getting busy. The gas is moving today. This is our 2nd tank of the year. Let's get going. Trying to see if I see the kitty cat, but I can't. But Curtis is running, gas is flowing. So we're doing this 105 acre piece across Deep Creek. Gas put on. I love it. Chisel plow ground is very rough. So I'm gonna pull this down a little ways. That way Curtis can make his first couple passes. Each one of these tanks will last about 20 acres or so. Okay, so he's got enough right here to do about 2/5 of this field. That'll work for now. Let's get out of here. There's the kitty cat rolling. So I'm going to take over Nathan's spot. He's going to go help his dad sort cows and then haul manure. And then he's got actually Easter tonight at 4:30, so he's got to scram. So I'm going to go take his spot. Oh, don't mind me, just casually backing down this lane. Thought Nathan was going to drive this way. Nope. I'm going to back all the way down. Just listen to that kitty purr, that turbo. Whew. We're moving. We're turning dirt, we're mixing dirt, doing all the fun stuff. This might be the last time I ever run this tractor without GPS, because guess what a bunch of stuff we got sitting in the shop? You guessed it, we finally got a GPS kit for this tractor. Partially because we got that surprise coming for it. I don't know if it'll get here by this spring, but once it gets here, oh, Curtis of all people will be happy. I'm going to be doing this for a couple hours, probably 4 or 5 hours. I'll probably call it quits for the night. Okay, we are really doing it, Harry. We are doing some chiseling, some DCR disc chiseling. So we got a row of disc gangs, and we got a bunch of angled blades that essentially just turn and stir the soil. It's called chiseling. We're doing that because this ground had a lot of compaction last year. We baled a lot of stalks off of it, and so it's just, and it had some manure, so it's just good to get all that soil kind of turned around and mixed in. So I'm going to be running this kitty cat. We got 75 acres to do. It'll take us probably 4 more hours to do, and then yeah, that'll be good. Good to get this one done. Okay, so we are disc chiseling, or chiseling is just for short. So I'm in a Cat MT8 65B tractor. It's a tractor we've owned since brand new, 2008-ish, I believe. It's hard because I also got to drive too. I can can tell you I'm burning 22 gallons per acre right now. Got 2,830 hours on it right now. Not too bad. She's pretty young though, she's pretty spry. She's got a lot of power, about 520 horses. We do not have her tuned up. It's been a good tractor for us so far. Just got a new track on it. So yeah, it's been going pretty good. And then we're pulling our 24-foot Will Rich 657 DCR, which is a disc chisel, so it's got a row of discs in the front to help cut up the residue in the stalks. And it's got little sweeping blades that are going to stir in the soil. I can do this about 6.5 miles an hour, burning 22 gallons per acre. We're doing about, sorry, 25 gallons per hour-ish, something like that when I'm really pulling her hard. I think I can do about 15 to 18 acres an hour, something like that. The nice thing about this 2-track is I can whip right around at the ends like you guys are seeing. And get right back in. I'll be able to do that when articulated. Like I said, this tractor is going to be getting upfitted with GPS this next week, I believe, with this rain delay. I cannot wait. I've been pushing for that for years. So I'm glad that we're finally doing it. We're working this ground in the spring because we didn't get to it last fall. We got froze out. But also we had a bunch of stalks on these on this field last fall, so weren't able to get it worked. But we were able to spread this fertilizer this field. Check this card out right here, I believe. If you're curious on that one, I was one that spread this fertilizer back 2 months ago with our Salford spreader. So we really wanted to get this ground worked because it's really good fertile ground, but it's very dark ground. So we're working in the spring, which isn't always the greatest. You want to have a couple months over winter to let it freeze and thaw and snow and everything to really help break and settle lumps down. But when we have this dark ground here, even though we don't get to it in the fall, we can get to it in the spring. Just got to make sure it gets rained on a couple times. We're going to get 2 good shots of rain here this next week. It's not doing too bad. We're not kicking up a whole lot of dust, but I wouldn't expect to be going 10 inches deep. You're going to see she's not perfect, but she's working out pretty good. Okay, so I got the time lapse going. You guys will enjoy that here soon, but you guys might be noticing, why is it striping? Well, so we actually took out stock bales in this field. My uncle likes to not completely deplete the field of the stalks, because basically these stalks right here, they are nutrients for the next future crops. You know, they'll basically decompose in the soil over the next couple of years, and the plants will be able to use them again. So if you take out stalks in the entire field, you're basically completely depleting it. Whereas if you only take out, you know, half the stalks or so, you can usually make up that difference with your fertilizer program as opposed to putting extra fertilizer on. At least that's his opinion. So that's why we're doing that. That's why you kind of see these stripes. Basically took out stalks, no stalks, stalks, no stalks, etc. I'm having a lot of hoses that are just kind of hanging, and I don't like that. This is the hose that's hitting. See how this works. So I noticed the oh, it's still doing that. When I get to that end, I might I think I see if I have wrenches and loosen that up. So I was seeing the hose I was having an issue with was right there. Front of that main wing tire, I had a hydraulic hose that goes from the tractor back to that circuit, and it was hanging down, just brushing against that tire. So I kind of loosened up the hose rack, pulled the hose back, and I think we're good now. Gonna have to look at that though this next week while we're not doing a whole lot. She popped out again, looked at the wheel, saw that hose just riding on that wheel. Not great, so I'm gonna try and see if I can do something else to get it to hang up there. I wish I had another bungee cord with me. Neighbor's out hauling some manure, and I still see that thing hitting the tire. It's definitely a lot better. It's not dragging on the tire, but I still feel like I can do a little bit better, so I'm gonna, with my one bungee cord, I'm gonna try and fix it one more time, and I'm done. smarter, not harder. Occasionally the disc gangs plug up right there. Just not enough clearance or whatnot for crop to flow through. So a lot of times I'm just kind of spent like this, looking backwards the whole time. Well, that mirror right there, I just twisted downward. I don't know why I've just not figured this out. Now I can see when it's balling up. Like it's balling up right there, they're just cleared. Ha! I got big brain. It's working up real nice. See how there's hardly any clumps there, just kind of just powder. That's awesome. That's exactly what I want. I hate how this chisel leaves a bunch of like ridgy finish. Kind of sucks, but we'll level it out with a finisher. But overall, it's going pretty good, minus the another harness that's just hanging around. I gotta get fixed. Yeah, that might work. Look at that hawk. He's just kind of floating, hovering, waiting for a mouse to come up after out of what I've just chiseled. Come on, go find something, buddy. So here's how GPS pays for itself. I started straight. See how it kind of curves in the middle? I have no idea how I did that for one, but for two, that right there, you could cut out probably 2 passes, 3 passes or so. Every pass takes about, every down back I should say, takes about 6-7 minutes or so. So that right there saved you, in just this field alone, saved me ballpark 5 gallons of diesel, so there's 15 bucks. And then I don't know how much in time, but you had 10-15 minutes in time. So that matters. That matters. So you add it up over 10 years, that adds up. It pays for itself. Well, just really going back and forth. Haven't filmed a lot in the last hour because not a whole lot's going on. I fixed all the harnessing and wiring and routing issues back there, so we should be good. Got probably 6 rounds left. Then I got 2 outside rounds, and I'll be done today. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's really going pretty good. Now spring has officially become. Time to drop the hammer. It's getting a little breezy, and I've plugged this thing 3 times. I've tried to get it out without crawling out, but I just couldn't. So I gotta kick it loose. Oh, that's why she's pinched in there real good, and I can't get at this because that's oh, the disc gangs are way down. Yeah, that's pinched pretty good. Okay, that'll work. That should work. Finally, it's where I wanted to be. Now things start getting shorter. I do my outside round, be done here in about an hour. Well, this is where I like it. It's where I joke, it's where I hit fences. With this operation right now on the outside, I'm trying to get as close to the edge as possible. Right here, it's not too bad because that's the grass strip we want in there. We don't want to really take this out. But along there, I want to get as close to that fence as possible to basically try and reclaim this field and not have dead acres that just grow weeds and are useless. Maximize as much as we can. I am going a little slower on this outside, so I don't throw as much. Ooh, some of these end rows are pretty compacted. I just spun out there. Fun, fun, fun. It's not too often you feel every single bump in a 2-track. When you have so this chisel ground field is very rough. When you have a track tractor, it spreads that weight out, but when you're going perpendicular to the rows, yeah, it's not fun. So that's what I mean. Trying to get as close to this fence as possible to maybe gain a row or 2. But at minimum, just like I said, this is wasteland. We got to tear this fence out at some point. We're working with our neighbor, but really all this land does, all this little strip does is ruin productivity, but also it's where weeds can fester and grow. So just trying to push it back as far as we can. Okay, all done. On to the next one. Just gotta make it to there and over. We'll fold up and scram-moves. Okay, let's fold her up. Fold her up and head back home. She's gonna be a little bit muddy coming out of the field. That's all right. Take her slow. I'm a pretty wide unit, so take this home nice and easy. Quite literally about as wide as this road. Yep. It's pretty crazy, this big behemoth. Go 25 mile an hour down the road. Nice. Okay, just made it back. Let her cool down. Good enough. Sitting for a couple hours. That's good. Main stuff was going good. Okay, Curtis had an empty tank there. Go grab that. Bring it up there. Bring a new one back. Okay. Curtis needs this shank. I'm just gonna bring a knife just in, no, he didn't say knife. He said shank. Okay, let's go bring this out to him. He must be busted. Just pulling up. Curtis has stopped, I see. So that C shank that I grabbed, he must have busted one and he's stopped dead in his tracks. But he's got quite a bit of this field done. He'll definitely be able to get this done probably right after dark. And I'm guessing he'll keep going, but we'll see. Hopefully he has good luck. See what he wants to do. So this field is ready to plant. Well, not to plant. We got to work it first once to smooth it out. You can kind of see she's pretty rough right now, so we'll work to smooth it out, and then we'll be able to plant it here in about a month. If we could be planting corn by April 20, by this time next month, so April 29th, hopefully April 25th, that'd be nice. Yeah, that one snapped. It's basically what holds the knives in. Okay, so that shank snapped. We got that fixed, but when it snapped, it actually ripped a kind of the vapor tube or vapor relief off the cooler. So we stuffed a rag in there for now. Just a quick reminder, guys, anhydrous is very dangerous. Know the wind when you're around it. I'm sidewind of it, crosswind of it right now, so we should be good. So here's our T8050 and our DMI 4250. Throw it on anhydrous. Yep, and that vapor didn't work. Yeah. When that shank broke, there was actually two tubes on there. One of them actually was the main anhydrous line. The other one was like a vent on the cooler, from my understanding, what Curtis was saying. So that ripped the plug off. So now we got to figure out how to, you got it? How to get it patched. Okay, so we came back here and pillaged our essentially assortment of crap in there. We actually found something that might work, so we got it stuck on the pipe. Yep, that's the right way. Sounds good. Getting her going. This thing will clean out that hole. Okay, this is our T8050 New Holland tractor. It's about 300 horses. Pulling our 4250 DMI toolbar, putting on anhydrous. Got to be very careful with anhydrous, guys, because that stuff is nasty. I'm upwind right now, otherwise I would not be. I'm very careful about it. We're putting in anhydrous. This is our nitrogen fertilizer. Going in good, first day. He's already got 70 acres under his belt. I'm gonna go get him another tank. Each one of those tanks can do about 22 acres-ish, 25 acres in corn stalks, because you need more nitrogen going corn on corn versus corn on beans. You only need to do about, you can cut your rate by a little less than a quarter. Okay, let's keep moving. Well, that fix worked. So essentially, like I said, that shank pulled out. When that shank broke, it pulled out that vapor line or whatever it's called. So we somehow fabric cobbled something to make it work. So now I'm gonna go get that tank and get him one, and then I'm gonna head home. Let Curtis keep running into the night. Nathan had to go to Easter, so he's gone. And Pat's out working cows right now. He'll be able to get Curtis's last tank of the night. So if all goes well today, Curtis will have probably a little less than 150 acres in. Something like that. Yep. These tongues don't have retractable hitches, so I gotta get it on first. Bit of a pain. Always hook up your safety chains, because this stuff is dangerous. They got a Deere floater. Never thought I'd see the day. These guys have always been Tarrigators. Okay, so this is our anhydrous depot. Gonna roll around, scale in, that we know how much anhydrous we used on this tank, and then go pick up another one. That's a stylish truck there. Okay, we got our full tank. Heading south, Curtis just about empty. He might actually be unhooked by the time I get there. He's still rolling. And I'm gonna drop this thing right here. Hook the chains. And I'm gonna go grab a white tee from Grandma, wait for him to come back with this empty. Okay, I'm gonna grab my blinky blinky flashy flashies, my new lights I got in the National Farm Machinery Show. Grab those real quick. So I'll need them these next couple tanks because they don't have lights on them. So I just like to be safe rather than sorry. Normally I have time to put my strobe light on the top of the truck, but I just didn't have time to do that yet. But before I do that, I need to go grab a bite to eat from Grandma. Delightful meal from Grandma. Now I am gonna go back and start shuffling some tanks around for Curtis so he can run well into tomorrow morning. Probably run till midnight, 1, 2 o'clock, something like that. If he does that, we'll have over 150 acres done today. Nice. The depot is mighty busy right now. It's hopping. All right, Curtis is just about done with this field. Well, he's done with this big field, so he's got 105 acres under his belt. He's doing a 5-acre corner piece right there. I see him doing his second outside round, so he's almost done with that. Because like I said, 5 acres with a 37.5-foot toolbar. Doesn't take too long. So then he'll move across Deep Creek where I just dropped off that tank that I forgot to film. So I'm gonna shuffle this empty tank back uptown and bring 2 more full ones down, so he'll be able to run until 2 in the morning if he wants to. Okay, I got the last empty I'll pull tonight. One of my lights are on there. I'm gonna get the second one. It was loose. Screw was loose. I'm getting that, so I'm stopping at the shop right now. This is hard. Too big. That's what she looks like. Pretty bright. They blink at just a different level. Ha! I like it. Trying to be as safe as possible because like I said, these are pretty basic trailers. I'm just missing the one we'll have on top. All right, doing an Hydrostop Budley. He usually pulls most of our tanks. I mean, I can go off and do other things, but can't mess with your health. Okay, heading back with the full one. This should finish up his next field for sure. I see Curtis is all done. He's pulled it up and heading to the field that I'm coming to as well. That's kind of hard to see, but the first time I need a four-wheel drive because Nathan just worked this today and shoot, I sunk in all the way. This isn't good on freshly turned dirt, but gotta get these tanks back here. And I'm making probably 8-inch deep ruts. Okay, we'll bring this one sitting over there by the other one way off in the distance. You can probably barely see. Unhooked. So there's 4 things with this. I know you guys can't see, but just listen to the beautiful tones of my voice. Clip, got your pin. Then you got 2 safety hooks. That is required by law to be pulling anhydrous tanks. You need all of those because this stuff can be inherently very dangerous. For safety, I have these 2 lights, which I really like. Very, very good purchase. Curtis is just coming down the road right there. There's Curtis. He's starting on his next field. That field's 50 acres. That'll probably take him until about midnight, I would guess. And he'll have another 30-ish acres of tanks left. Not sure where he'll go, but he might start the bottoms here. I'm not sure what he'll do. He'll do something. We are done. Done for the day, about 9 o'clock. Like I said, Curtis will be able to keep going for a little while, so that's good. Let's clock out and get out of here. All right, shutting things up, locking things up, and I'm gonna hit the road, guys. Well, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the first day, officially the first day of spring field work. We actually got quite a bit done. If Curtis has a good night, we'll have 175 acres of anhydrous done. Not bad with a 15 shank bar, not starting until after lunch. And we got 75 acres of chiseling done. So not too bad. Well, and they hauled a bunch of crap. So it's really good. So thank you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, take it easy, stay safe, and ta-ta for now. There he is. Dropping the hammer.